Years.
All the streamers wear butt plugs and stuff.
That's how XQC does it. He has one there right now.
Yeah, every streamer's got butt plugs in.
Yeah.
How many streamers do you actually think stream with butt plugs in?
Probably zero.
No, it has to be more than a zero amount.
It would be the
That's
same
still
exact
not
stream.
zero.
It would be the same exact stream. It's just whenever he sits wrong in his chair, you just hear him go,
Oof! Ouch!
Hey, Chad, how's it? Oh, God. I would love to see that version of Twitch.
Yeah.
You guys know who really got his ass stretched this past week? Is Rockstar Games.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
The drama doesn't stop. There's so much.
Yeah.
Well, this is an actual crime. Like, this is different.
Well, so was a sexual assault.
Okay, true, fair. Well,
Gotta play that.
when you say drama, Jackson, you imply that there's like some goofy he said, she said, but like this is actual theft.
You were just thinking about like streamers debating gambling. You weren't thinking about like a sexual assault.
Exactly. Whereas the difference with Rockstar is this is blatant theft, you know? So who wants to rattle it off? Kaya sounds like he knows
Yeah,
it.
Kaya, why don't you take it?
I actually don't know a lot about this, except one day I woke up and apparently they were going around on Twitter video files of GTA 6 in development, which it apparently is. Much to contrary to all the myths that Rockstar Games just gave up on it. And the game footage is very, very early in development. It just looks like an alpha, basically. There's a ton of fucking debug information on screen from like the raycasting and the dialogue subtitles and shit, but it doesn't actually have proper dialogue yet, so it just, you know, when the character talks, it just pops up something like Jason greeting NPC number 3.mp3 or some
it's
shit.
all extremely early alpha footage.
Yeah. And still, you know, looks like a GTA game, alright. And Rockstar Games did come out and admit, yes, we got hacked. Some fucking prick called Teapot hacked us and stole all of our internal files. Which is pretty bad for them, I guess, according to everybody. I don't really know what the fallout is gonna be. I assume they would have to spend some time tracking down how this happened and making sure it doesn't happen again.
From what I understand, these kinds of things, especially on these larger game properties or game projects, it does have a lot of like development wake, because you've now got to figure out how to patch those holes or how the information got out, and it just has a massive timeline effect on the project. So this does actually affect when the game will potentially release. So it is actually a pretty big deal.
They made a statement saying that it's not going to affect their timetable. So
Right.
if you believe them, it's gonna be fine.
Why would I believe them? They got hacked.
Yeah, true. They're not trustworthy.
That's a good point.
That message was probably posted by Teapot to their Twitter account.
Well, Teapot was also apparently on Telegram to be selling the source code to GTA 5.
No, that's a pretty big deal as well.
Also had, so the big deal is because if you have the source code to it, you could presumably make better cheats, bots and shit to win online. I mean, keep in mind, Rockstar Games makes a ton of fucking money off this game.
Or a better game.
It still the... Huh?
You could make a better game with it as well.
That's also true. He apparently also has the GTA 6 source code right now for whatever the fuck that's worth of an unfinished game, but I guess maybe
that would be worth quite a bit to competitors, I imagine.
That's probably worth a dickload of money. GTA, like, what, the third highest selling game of all time and one of the biggest franchises in gaming ever? That's a huge profit right there.
Yep.
And this person... You know, according to some articles that I've read, this hacker is allegedly, I don't know who the fuck is alleging this, 16, which is quite impressive of a move here to be 16 years old on hacking, you know, billion-dollar companies. Apparently, this is also the very same person who hacked Uber just days before and leaked everything on Uber, and the Uber hack is especially egregious. I mean, that guy got, like... He didn't just get a couple of files from a company server. He gains basically God access to their entire fucking company.
He controls the cars now? He's like sending people on trips to nowhere?
Everything. There's like a security document that Uber has where it literally says on the paper, like, in case of emergency, break glass. Basically, that's the master admin password that they have to, like, fix shit if something goes wrong. He somehow has that. So what do you even do? How do you get rid of this guy in your fucking system?
Wasn't he responding to support tickets and being like, hey, I hacked Uber, bye?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I love that.
Yeah. And apparently he also added everyone in the company Slack server. And Slack, if anyone doesn't know, is like grown-up Discord, basically. And Uber employees did not believe him, or I guess thought that it was just a joke or a prank or something, until he made internal company websites redirect to porn and said, fuck you wankers.
He did that because I didn't believe him.
Fucking Grand Theft Auto and Uber should catch him the way that Valve caught the hackers of Counter-Strike.
They pretend to... It wasn't Counter-Strike, it was Half-Life 2.
It was Half-Life, right.
Yeah, they called the hacker and pretended to be like interviewers or something, but it was actually just them.
Well, what it was is, so they stole the source code for Half-Life 2 and they did the whole shit where I'm pretty sure they tried to sell it as well. So Valve called them and then was like, whoa, you guys did such a good job hacking us, and like, we love what you've done with your code and all this stuff. Why don't you come work for Valve, and like we'll hire you because you just proved that you can like get into our shit, and that's really good. And as soon as their plane landed to go work at Valve, the police were there and they arrested them.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Is there no honor? What the fuck, Valve?
Not among thieves.
It doesn't have a terrible ending though. He only got 4 years probation for it.
Yeah. I wonder what this Grand Theft Auto guy is going to get.
Serious.
So he's
gonna
got
get
both.
fucking executed.
He's
He
got
won't make it to
both
his
Grand
18th birthday.
Yeah. He's got both Grand Theft Auto and Uber hacks under his belt. That's a lot of charges. And then there's the fact that Grand Theft Auto, he trying to sell the source code. That's just so much fucking money.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's a crime. He was trying to hold it ransom. Like,
well,
he's
the thing
so
is,
fucked.
He was trying to sell for $100,000, which is not that much money if you are a person who's that skilled. That is, like, you could make so much more. You could make way more than that just working a regular 9-to-5 job in security.
Or just bug hunting. Or
just bug hunting.
Yeah. The thing I heard a while back, I read something into what you're talking about now, where it was like, why aren't more robberies successful, and why aren't more scams and heists successful on a big scale?
Ego?
And
is it ego?
It's not just ego. It's most criminals aren't smart. They're doing it for
absolutely not.
They're doing it either out of desperation or out of ego or out of like thinking they're better than everyone else, but they're not, or they're smarter than everyone else, but they're not. So when they go for big schemes like this, they get caught because of really stupid reasons. Like the Valve guys we just talked about. Why the fuck would you get on a plane under Valve's dime when you just stole their big product from them? What are you thinking?
Well, he was just getting a job.
He was excited, Andrew. He was about to work at his dream company.
True.
He's gonna meet Gabe.
Did you not hear?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just being insensitive. You're right. But I mean, this Teapot guy, like, he could have easily taken it and not publicized it, or found some deep web unknown forum and be like, hey, here's proof I have the Grand Theft Auto source code, buy it off me.
Well, that wouldn't have got him a job with Rockstar.
And he's also a kid. Like, he was clearly here for clout.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
For the memes.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's, like, part of a larger hacker group. I forget what they're called. Like, Lapsus hashtag cash sign or some shit. I forget. But, yeah, I don't know. Use your powers for good. Be a white hat hacker. Mm-hmm. Then you don't have to spend time in prison.
Yeah, the wrap up of what I was bringing up, and it goes along with your point, Kaya, is the reason that most criminals aren't smart are the smarter ones realize it's easier to just get a job using their skills.
Yeah.
Well,
you
also,
make more consistent, easier money.
Also, presumably, there's a sampling bias because the smart ones don't get caught as often as the dumb ones.
Yeah.
Right?
True. Also true.
But absolutely, I blame Hannibal Lecter, like the character, for spreading the myth of the intelligent psychopath. When, like, you look at the prison population and the overwhelming majority of them are, like, below average IQ. Not just uneducated, just below average IQ. Like, even if you gave them an education, it's not gonna do them a whole lot of good. Like, they're just fucking stupid people.
I thought we didn't believe in IQ.
Some people are obviously smarter than others. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it.
The other thing, Kaya, is
brain juice.
The other thing, Kaya, is with prisoners. I think it's like 90% of prisoners in high-level prisons have no sense of empathy. and no sense of like, not compassion, but basically they think the world revolves around them. They're all ego. So
Sociopaths.
Yeah.
So even if they were educated, they would just use it to do bad things. Now, granted, that's a stereotype, but there's definitely a higher proportion of people in prison who don't experience, compassion or empathy or any of that.
I saw a really cool interview not too long ago that kind of ties into that. There was a guy who beat his cellmate to death because his cellmate confessed to like molesting a daughter or something. Mm-hmm. And when asked about it, he was just super calm. He's like, "Yeah, this guy just kept telling me that he molested his daughter." I was like, "Well, that's fucking creepy. Stop telling me that. You're gonna make me kill you." And he just kept going. So I just killed him.
I remember that guy. When he finished it, I think he went up to the prison guard and he was like, "Yep, I killed him. Please arrest me."
Yeah, and in the interview, he's like, "Well, I'm just kind of a little fucked in the head," and I warned him, and then he just kept going and going.
Yeah.
You made me do it.
Kaya, you should be reigning like a king right now and sitting pretty, knowing that in every jail around the world, pedophiles are like fucking destroyed and demolished and seen as the scum of the earth and just don't survive.
The problem is,
little
on
containment
the
cages,
outside,
right?
they're gods. It's like so fucking upsetting. I was listening because I was on Carl's show again to review and roast the fucking pedophile podcast, which is a podcast by pedophiles for pedophiles.
You already did that,
I know, right?
a year ago.
Is this a different one?
This is a different one. The one we reviewed a year ago or so, I did that with Doug, and that podcast shortly after nuked themselves. They removed their podcast feed and deleted all of their social media. So
why were you listening to the Misfits last week?
Are you calling them pedophiles, Jackson?
Yeah.
Was that a joke?
Holy shit.
Sorry.
Abort joke.
I forgot what it was called, too. It was like a Maps Journey podcast or something, and it's like, these guys were sitting down and interviewing each other, pedophiles, again, openly admitting it, and one of them had his mom on the show, by the way, and they talked to each other about him being a pedophile, and his mom's like, haha, yeah, I knew, yeah, I always knew, by the way you look at little boys. It's like, oh my god.
Jesus.
You know what upsets me the most about that guy, just upsets me the most? He called it a map's journey when he could have called it a journey with a map.
Oh, that's such a good title.
You're welcome. You're welcome, pedophile podcast. Glad I could help.
It's so annoying, though. The part that upset me the most is I was listening to one of the episodes, and they, for some reason, the two pedos started talking about social media, and they literally openly said, well, Twitter and YouTube are kind of on our side now. And my jaw, opens. I was like, oh, they're just openly admitting this now.
Yeah.
Like, these social media companies are on their fucking side. They use the words, our side. It's like, okay.
Gross.
But are they delusional or are they accurate?
I mean,
are they part of the Misfits podcast? Thanks, Jackson, for that one.
Yeah.
That alley-oop.
Yeah, that's going to go down to the history books.
Have you just been wanting to say that all episode? Like, how do I call the Misfits a pedophile? How do I do it?
I was so happy Kai brought this up. No, it was Charlie that brought it up, actually, wasn't it?
What did I bring up?
Pedophiles? Who brought up pedophiles in prisons? That's what started this.
Charlie, because one of them got beat.
Yeah, I was just talking because it stemmed from Andrew mentioning like the lack of empathy and shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, Misfits don't have a podcast anymore, as far as I know, so they can't bite back. We're fine.
Oh, good.
I don't know why you're shitting on them. They never did anything mean to us.
I know.
Jealousy.
Yeah, didn't we want to do a collab with them one year for April Fools where we take over their show and they took over our show? Wasn't that a thing we wanted?
Would have been hype.
Yeah, would have been funny.
Yeah, I guess if they weren't quitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have
pedos.
one joke that doesn't land. It's fine.
That's okay. Shit, what was I saying?
About that podcast.
Oh, well, I guess prison is still the only place where pedophiles don't get to roam and swing their big massive balls in the rest of our faces, I guess, and gloat about how much they control everything, so that's nice.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Yeah. Let's do another.
What else? What haven't we touched on? Oh, I've got something here. I'll shout something out. Have you guys played? It's a game. Have you guys played Omega Strikers?
Mm-mm.
No.
Well, it's a new game. It's a fun little like air hockey game, kind of like League of Legends air hockey cross. And they're doing something really cool where like teams are competing for this leaderboard where you can just join the team. It's a free game. You sign up for the team and every win you get counts for the team as long as you're part of it. And the team that finishes first place gets 3%